I'm Lynn Bridgeford from the Aether Clinic and Aether Yoga, and today in our series on legs, bums, tums and arms, it's tums. So we're going to look at the basics from the very basics working up to the core exercises and the tummy muscles, and keeping it simple. There'll be some laying, some sitting, possibly some standing, and something for everybody. So get comfortable and get ready to tone up your tum. Having a good core and good tummy muscles is really important to support the back. It's important in our balance, it's important in our pelvic floor, it's important in so many things in our health. However, the big mistake is to do sit-ups when you're not strong enough. So if your tummy muscles, your abdominals and your core aren't strong enough to do sit-ups, then all you're going to do is weaken your back because you're going to strain. So we're going to start with the very basics of the movements. The abdominals do this movement, and the transverse abdominals do this. And then we have the deep core muscles, which pretty much do a straight leg raise. So those are the things we want to tone, taking care of the back. So let's start simply. Don't worry if you don't have a ball, these can be done on a chair, or we're also going to do them laying down. So to get this crunching movement, we want to lift up through the spine, and we're tilting the pelvis forwards and tucking the ribs down. So this is contracting the abdominals. There's nothing happening in the upper body, it's all in here. So from the side, the ball is handy because it moves. We're going to lengthen in the spine and contract in the abdominals and relax. So we're curling around the tummy, lengthening through the back. And release in between, lengthen, curl around. Like I said, we're starting with the basics. So if we want to look at the transverse abdominals, they curl around and you go to the opposite knee. So doing something sitting, you can lift and you bring the shoulder curling around towards the opposite knee and come back. Lengthen, curl around, bring the shoulder towards the opposite knee. It can be quite a subtle movement to start with. Lengthen in the spine, twist and curl. And if you have a back problem, we don't want to cause problems with this, so make sure it's very subtle. We can even just go a little bit, or we can go all the way. So find what feels okay for you. So doing those from the side, we lengthen, curl around and bring the shoulder towards the opposite knee and relax. Lengthen through the spine, curl around, bring the shoulder to the opposite knee and relax. So that may be enough to start with, getting those abdominal muscles working, the rectus abdominis and the transverse abdominals. The psoas muscle, the deep core muscle, does a lift up like this. So we can do this sitting, and we can bend the legs so you have your knees apart. If you're sitting on a chair, hold on to something. You may not have enough balance on a ball. Use the core muscles to engage here without curling too much. Pull the tummy in and lift up and bring it down. Relax, other side, hold the tummy in, lift up, bring it down. So that may not work, you may just go a little bit off the floor. We'll be looking at how to use the tummy muscles for the moment. Just hold the tummy in and feel that tummy pulling towards the back and lift the leg up. So even if you just get a little lift off the chair, that's going to be doing something. If you're on a ball, you can have a wiggle to ease it out. So those are the basic muscles we're going to be working. Taking those laying down, we can pull the tummy in and we tilt, we do a pelvic tilt, so we're bringing the muscles in the abdomen shorter by tilting the pelvis and relax. So pull the tummy in and tilt the pelvis, we're lengthening in the spine and relax. So another way is to do curl ups and curl downs. It's probably easier to start with curl up, bring the feet away. Sit up, you can hold onto your knees, lengthen through the spine, curl around the abdominals and let your body go back and come up again. Lengthen through the spine, curl, shorten the abdominals and go back. So if you can do that without the arms, as long as you've got the control in the abdomen and careful not to put tension in the shoulders. If you can go further, then you can gently go. As soon as you start to lose control, stop, come back up, and over time you'll find you can go all the way down. Similarly with coming up, we're going to engage the abdominals, lift the head up and relax down, pull the abdominals in, lift up. And if we can go further, you engage the abdominals, lift up a little bit and come back down. When you can go further, you lift up a bit more. You may need somebody to sit on your feet. So find where you can go that you're not causing strain, and eventually you may work to go all the way up and all the way down. Just a little bit to start with. Make sure you're not putting strain in the back. So for the transverse abdominals, we can do that by bringing one hand behind the head or just up near the shoulder, lift up, curl around, bring the elbow to the knee. That's the movement. Or we can go the other side, curling round and curling round. So that's from sitting. We can also go from laying. Some people like to put the hands behind the head. Be careful with your neck. And we can come up a little and down, and come a little and down. We can also lift the leg up and down and up and down. If you go further, and down and up and down. So all those are working the abdominals. Just be mindful of your back and only go as far as you can. To learn to use your tummy muscles well, something you can do walking around in the day. Lengthening the spine, you can do this sitting as well. Bring the hands on the belly, breathe in, let the belly come up, breathe out and suck it down. So we're not moving the pelvis, we're just moving the belly. Breathe in, belly comes up, breathe out, suck it down. So now we're going to lift the pelvic floor. Again, we don't tilt the pelvis when we're doing this because we can't walk around like that without looking strange. So we engage the pelvic floor, that's lifting those anti-P muscles. So between the sitting bones, feel like you lift up towards the navel. So we're going to lift up, hand release. It's a bit like stopping midstream urine. So we're going to put those together. I'm going to breathe in, belly comes up. Breathe out, suck it down, keep sucking down, and then we zip up the pelvic floor. So we practice this on a daily basis, and then you do it every time before you stand up, before you sit down. Practice it several times through the day, so we're building this core strength as well as doing the exercises. There are more things we can do once we've got that. Breathe in, breathe out, zip and suck. Bring the leg up. Then we can do changing legs, and there are more levels with that which we won't go into now. As soon as you lose your strength in the core and start using the back, you've gone too far. Back off and build it up gradually. For that psoas muscle laying down, you can be semi-reclined or you can be laying down. We have the legs a little apart and we're going to lift it up, bring it down, lift up, bring it down. So we want to be sure that we're not engaging the back to do that. We want to have this core muscle, the psoas muscle is at the front of the spine. Lift up, bring it down, lift up, bring it down. If we're going to lay down and do that, engage the core, lift up, bring it down, lift up, bring it down. Stronger versions of that you'll see will be hanging from a bar and lifting both legs up and making sure that your back is strong and your core is strong and you're not overusing your back. So those are some very simple exercises to start working with your core, and you can increase the intensity with a few weights or with the sit-ups, doing them on incline. The big thing is to stay in your comfort zone and build up gradually. Use those tummy muscles every day, every time you sit up off a chair, every time you stand up, sit down, use the core muscles. Think about it every time you walk through a door, so it becomes a habit. Core muscles working, lift up, then we've got the strength to support the back. There's some yoga core exercises. Uddiyana, which is the Uddiyana Bandha, which is holding the belly in, lifting it all the way up underneath. We'd have this kind of a posture to do it. And then Nauli, where we turn the tummy round, and also on all fours doing stomach flapping. So they're a little bit more detailed and advanced than what I want to cover in this video, a little bit more specialist, shall we say, and they will be the subject of another video at some stage. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay safe with your exercises, Stay strong and build up gradually over time, and be careful with your body that you give it the respect it needs gradually, and it will respond with strength and good health. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. I'm passionate about sharing my yoga journey and all the wonderful things that yoga has to offer for our life and our benefit. And I really look forward to sharing more with you, and hope you join me more on my journey. Please like, subscribe, chat to me, ask me any questions, and connect with me on my other channels. There's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's LinkedIn, my Facebook page, my website. So thank you so much. That's Lynn Bridgeford, Aether by Yoga.